Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about my favorite animal, horses. I've been raised around horses ever since I was a little kid, and I was just a few months old when my mom first put me on a horse, and that was a really good horse. Sadly, he's not alive anymore, but anyways, she's the one that got me started with horses. Um, I've had several horses of my own. Um, the first one I had was a little horse that I would do competitions with, and she was very fun. And sadly, she went blind, and I don't have her anymore. And then I had my experience with the first big horse, and he turned out to be a little bit too much for me, and he ended up fracturing my wrist. And so I traded him for another horse, and he was a paint, and he was really special. And his birthday, he was born on the day after my birthday, so that was fun. I really enjoyed having that horse. And then I ended up buying that horse's brother. So I had the two brother horses, and they were really sweet. I still have one of them. I don't get to see him that often, and his name is Sage, hence my name here. um, Horses are something that I really enjoy, and it's kind of been hard not being around them for as long as I have been, and I've really missed them. Um, I know that there's the different kinds of riding, like there's English riding, there's Western riding, and then riding without the saddle, bareback. I know some people have an issue with that term, but I know how to do all of them, and it's very fun. And with the English riding, I enjoy jumping. It gives you a little thrill. Um, I really enjoy competing. And with the horses, I think the horses are just something that are a beautiful animal. And I like, well, horses, they're a living thing. They have personalities too. My mom would say that the horse that I have, Sage, that he and I get along because we're both stubborn and our attitudes get along. That's something. And that the first horse I had, she was a little mare, female, and we got along because she was a sweet little thing, and I was sweet, and we were good. Um, she was a good starter horse for me because, well, the first time I ever went to a horse show, she had been in shows before. It was my very first show, and she was all fired up, and my mom was thinking that we were not going to be able to have me in the horse show because that horse was just crazy. But I went into my first class there in the horse show, and I ended up with a third place ribbon in my very first show, and I was so proud about that. And I got to do costume shows with her, and she was an amazing little horse. Her name was Golden Abbey. She was a little Arabian, and I loved her. She was great. Great first horse. I would not have any other horse than her. The horses I have had that I've enjoyed riding was the Arabian, and then I've had a quarter horse, the horse that was too much for me. His name was Teddy, and I had been walking him, and he got too excited, and I had him on a lunge line, a long rope, and he went around, and I was trying to hold on to the rope, and he ended up kicking, and he fractured my wrist. And Mom wasn't happy about that. So then her neighbor, they had a horse that I had been wanting for a long time. He was a paint, and his name was Doc. Really sweet, really young. I loved that horse. He was great. Um, he was fun. One night I decided to go riding on him, and I found out that night that he would be great in a rodeo because he loved to buck and kick, and that scared me. But it was fun. I was able to stay on. And then finding out that he had a brother horse that was also really good. His name was Sage, and um, he was a really good horse. He was 17 hands. He was the biggest horse I've ever ridden. I love that horse so much. And then my mom had a horse. Well, she's had several, but her horse Chicklet was a quarter horse, and I liked riding her without a saddle a lot because she was fun and she was very calm. The best horses I think that there are breed wise are quarter horses because they're calm and they're great with kids. And you can also get scholarships in schools, like with the American Quarter Horse Association or with the American Paint Association. Paints aren't really their own breed. They're more of a, well, at least in my cases, I've had quarter paints where they're part quarter horse and part paint. That's what Doc and Sage were. Um, yeah, those are good, and you can get scholarships in schools, and you can do a lot of special things with them. Um, if you ride, tell me what kind of horses you prefer, or tell me about your first story with riding a horse and what you like to ride, like English or Western or bareback, whatever. Um, just tell me what you think. And also, here's an issue that I think is very serious about, and I would get stuff in the mail for it, and I would send money and everything about horse slaughter. I think it's something that's wrong. I mean, I could understand if that was the only thing to eat, but I mean, since it's not, I mean, there's still cows and stuff. I mean, but right now I'm against horse slaughter, and tell me what you think about horse slaughter. I mean, just for me, I don't think it's something that's right. I don't think it should be done. I mean, I know people can have conversation or debates with me about this because of cows and pigs and all that, but just with how I was raised, with the horses being something so special and beautiful, that's what I think. And I mean, the fact that they're doing that with horses that just because they can't be ridden anymore doesn't mean that they should be shipped off to be killed and eaten and all. I mean, they can still be put in a pasture. I mean, yeah, they would be like a little yard ornament, but still, I just don't think that they should be killed for that. Or because they can't race anymore. They do that with racing horses. Once they're done at their peak, they become dog food. And I don't think that's right. Um, so tell me what you think about horse slaughter. And I mean, another thing, they're taking the Mustangs off of their land that they've been running on ever since they were born, and they're just killing them. It's not right. So I just don't think that's right, and I think that that should be illegal everywhere. I know that in France that they eat horse meat, in Mexico and everything. Like the horses get shipped to Mexico for the slaughter, and yeah, I can understand why people would like it because I mean horses are lean, so the meat would be lean and healthy. And I guess I can understand for some people, but it's not something that I want. So leave your comments about it, and let's talk about the horses and what you think about them, what you like about the horses, if you have any funny stories, and any special horse that has impacted your life. Tell me about that. I would love to hear how horses have changed your lives or something like that. So just leave your comments. Thank you.